This is Channel Attitude. Your voice, your right, your freedom.
Oh shit! It's Vince Russo!
Vince McMahon's best kept secret.
I am the Antichrist of professional wrestling.
David Arquette won the world title.
I've got a wife, 3 kids at home, and I really don't need this shit.
How can this show be so awful, Mr. McMahon? I didn't think it was.
Viagra on a pole match.
And Hogan, you big bald son of a bitch, kiss my ass.
Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
McMahon, the family, The Rock, they screwed us all.
Now you're the editor, right?
Mankind did it! Jumpy, beat me! Goldberg speared Russo on the cage.
I'm from New York.
I'll get downright nasty.
This is Vince Russo's The Brand.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are recording this Wednesday night, December 1st. This is Castrating the Marks. I am Vince Russo. I am here with Jeff Lane. Bro, I'm starting to get like a little nervous, but it's very interesting. Okay?
All right.
Bro, a couple of weeks ago, the reboot of Dexter started on Showtime. So I said, you know what? I'm interested in watching this, but now I'm going to have to go back and watch, God, bro, I think there are 8 or 9 seasons of the original Dexter. Now, I had seen, pieces of episodes here and there, but I never watched the show. Okay? So, bro, I'm on right now season 6.
Yeah, because I think you said you were on season 3 last time you talked about this. So
bro,
that's
here's
some
the
good
thing.
progress.
Here's the thing. This is interesting. I am totally obsessed with Dexter. Like, I want to finish what I'm doing just so I can go watch Dexter. So I'm obsessed with Dexter, and I told you I don't get obsessed with things. But now, like, I'm thinking, like, okay, bro, I'm obsessed by this show. I want to finish up my work so I can watch this show and see what happens. I'm enjoying this show very much. But I'm realizing, bro, I'm through 6 seasons, and there may be 2. I'm on the 6th season. There may be 2 or 3 seasons left, and then it's over. So I'm thinking about, bro, can you imagine being me? I'm trying to imagine me being obsessed with this show every year for like the last 30 years. Like the way Meltzer is obsessed with wrestling. I'm trying to imagine, okay, bro, I've been into this show for about 2 weeks. But I'm trying to imagine being obsessed with this show over like a 30-year period. And I'm realizing, okay, bro, at some point, you're going to get sick of Dexter. Like at some point, like, okay, bro, how is Dexter going to get out of it like he hasn't gotten out of it before? You know what I'm saying, bro? You're going to get to a point where, okay, enough with the Dexter. We're talking a guy, Meltzer, like I said, bro, I was first introduced to this guy in 1991. We're talking 30 years. We are talking 30 years, bro, every morning, noon, and night being obsessed with professional wrestling. Jeff, I've been doing it for about a week and a half, 2 weeks over a TV show. I can't fathom a 30-year obsession, bro.
Well, not only that, it would have to be, not only would you be obsessed with it, but that would be the only thing you do. Besides his bike riding and going to the gym, plowing over Dennis Miller and going to Hot Topic, does he really do anything else besides watch wrestling? So not only would you be obsessed with that show for 30 years, but that's what you would do from the moment you wake up to the moment you went to bed every single day. So that's completely different. You can be obsessed with that show, but that's not the only thing you're doing. You're watching sports, you're watching other shows, whatever it is. I get obsessed with video games, but I also watch TV. I also watch movies. I do stuff on the computer. So it's not like you wake up in the morning You do one thing all day long, you go to bed, rinse and repeat every day for 30 years, because that's what he's doing with wrestling.
See, because that's the thing, bro. Even though I'm currently obsessed with this show, like, I know it's going to end. I can't imagine like it never ending, and like it just keeps going on and on and on and on. I can't. So many times, bro, you could say whatever you want about me. So many times, bro, I do have empathy. You know, my father always used to accuse me of not having empathy, but I have been working on empathy for the last couple of years. And I really do try to put myself in other people's shoes. But
yeah, everybody hear that had a conniption when you said apathy a couple of weeks ago instead of empathy. He said empathy this time.
Who had a conniption?
Well, you didn't get the tweets and everything about apathy.
Oh,
you said apathy and it was empathy, nitpickers.
Who gives a rat's ass? But so I really do try to understand. But like I said, bro, just enjoying this show for the last couple of weeks. Like 30 years. Like 30 years, bro.
I don't even play video games every single day. But this is a completely different thing. This would be like, all right, you want to say video games is my obsession? I'll take that. I don't have a problem with that. But I don't wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning, turn on the Xbox, and then shut it off at 11 p.m. and go to bed. Like that's the wrestling thing with these guys. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I
like I said, bro, that's why I so badly want to have discussions with them to kind of get in their heads and interview them and try to get, but I mean, that'll never happen. So I just have to keep trying to figure out why, you know what I mean?
It's a very good question.
Yeah.
It's odd because I mean, I don't know any like Star Trekkies, but I can't even see that, they're very diehard obsessed fan base, dedicated, but I can't see them waking up every morning and just watching Star Trek till they go to bed every single night.
Yeah.
There's limits for these other people. Yeah. Wrestling is just weird that way.
Weird, bro. You got any shout outs?
I do not.
I don't either. All right, let's castrate some more.
All right, let's start off with a Dave Meltzer tweet. This was sent in by Ivan Batista. Meltzer tweets, even with the channel move last night, AEW Dynamite won the demo for the week in Canada. Demo in Canada is
God, bro, I got to tell you, I was reading, you guys know, the only place I go to is Wrestling Inc. because everything's there. And man, bro, I got to tell you, listen, people think it's very funny. I was reading a bunch of Eric Bischoff stuff today. And one of the things that popped me was like, I guess Tony Khan is kind of pissed off at him and like is not returning his calls. And, and Eric says when he's talking about this, he says, yeah, man, I don't hold any grudges. Really, Eric? You excuse me? But anyway, my point is, I guess on his 83-week show, Jeff, he was talking about like the demo and this and that. And Eric said, bro, what we've been saying all along, bro, and here we go again with Dave. Bro, at the end of the day, none of that stuff means shit. The ratings don't mean shit. A demo don't mean shit. At the end of the day, all that means shit is how much money are you making? That's all that matters, bro. Nothing else matters but how much money you're making. And Jeff, here's the fact of the matter. Vic Venom did a whole show on this today. You guys can go check it out on Patreon. I'm telling you, bro, it'll be worth it. Patreon.com/Russo TWC. But, bro, WWE is a publicly traded company. They got shareholders. They got CEOs. So Vince has to, every quarter, he's got to do his report. You know what they're doing financially. Okay, bro, the bottom line is Tony Khan knows what that company is doing financially. But what does Tony Khan never talk about? How much money they're making or losing. Now, bro, you're going to sit there and tell me if that company was legitimately making money, Tony Khan wouldn't be on the top of a mountain screaming out those numbers?
Meltzer
Come on,
too.
bro. The fact that he never talks about dollars and cents tells you everything. Because don't give me the bullshit, oh, bro, it's nobody's business. If that company were turning a profit, he would be doing 5 times the amount of interviews. But the fact...
Yeah, I mean, everything else he says is nobody's business, but he says it anyway, so he would be bragging about this.
Yeah, bro, this is a guy talking about Moxley's edition. He talks about everything under the sun. And if they were making money and he had real numbers, this guy wouldn't be talking about it. But no, they don't talk about that. They're talking about demos in freaking Canada. Bro,
that would be Meltzer's number one reply to anybody that criticizes what he's talking about, right? They're not that popular. The numbers suck. The demo isn't what it is. He would reply with, they're making this. This is the money they're making. You can't argue with that, right?
Right.
If they're making a ton of money. Meltzer doesn't use that ever.
No, that's what I'm saying, bro. You people, like, not our audience, because our audience is smart. So I'm addressing people that will never listen to this. Bro, you got to start freaking smartening up with all the bullshit and the demos in Canada and this, that, and the other thing. I say it all the time, bro. The WWE's product is a joke, but they are making money hand over fist, bro, because they've got all these partners they're making deals with who are absolutely clueless. Clueless, bro. Fox was clueless. USA Network is clueless. Unfortunately, they already took your money before you figured that out. So I could sit here and tell you how god-awful that show is, but I will also tell you they are making money hand over fist. The problem with AEW is they are god awful and they're not making any money, because if they were, Tony Khan would be letting you know about it every minute of every day, bro.
He also points out in this tweet, which is interesting, the demo in Canada is 25 to 54. So it's a different age range than here. But then I love this line. AEW already almost always wins younger demos there. So wait a minute. Younger 25 to 54 I'm in the younger demo? I'm in the young demo. If you're up to 54 years old, that's a young demo. Wouldn't a young demo be like actually young, like under 18?
And again,
children.
bro, the wording, they almost always, not exact, but they almost, bro, the fact that this imbecile is getting demos from Canada. That was just what I was talking about with freaking he's getting demos from Canada, bro. Canada.
All right, let's go to some Meltzer audio. This was sent in by Francesco Castano. Now, this was in a part where he was criticizing some of the booking for Survivor Series, which, you know, I can't really argue with some of the points that he made, but this part just cracked me up here.
They are in their own bubble, and a lot of their fans are as well. And they are, in fact, you know, with whatever it is, 1987 standards or 1994 standards or whatever it is, it's not 2021 because they're not in 2021. They're in their own little world where they think that, like, all the evolution of the product, you know, does not pertain to them.
Nobody's going to argue that WWE, well, some people might, but the majority of at least our listeners aren't going to argue with us that the WWE product is not a well-written product. It's not a good product, okay? But Meltzer is still saying wrestling has evolved past WWE. They're set in their old ways. They're not up to the 2021 evolution with the likes of New Japan, AEW. WWE has more viewers than them. WWE makes more money than them. Evolution is supposed to be growth. We talk about this all the time. We talked about it with Disco for years. Not de-evolution is what we're seeing. So how can he say that the company that is number one, whether it's crap or not, is not relevant to this equation? In the terms of wrestling promotions, WWE is number one in viewers, money, all that good stuff. But they're in their own little bubble, and they haven't caught up to 2021 with the rest of the companies that do less business than them.
Well, bro, now Dynamite is over the 2-year mark. It's over the 2-year mark. We are still looking at the first episode doing 1.4 million viewers, and now after 2 years, they have not topped that. The evolution he's talking about is they evolved from pro wrestling to Cirque du Soleil. Okay, bro. So the AEW evolved the in-ring product. That's what they evolved. We went from pro wrestling to Circus Soleil. But what has that accomplished? Well, what if I just saw, and bro, you're going to get the Friday after Thanksgiving. You're going to get all that bullshit. Bro, they're doing 500, 600,000 viewers on Friday night. That's evolving something, bro. Bro, the airplane evolved from the time the Wright brothers built the first airplane. Then the airplane was involved and got better and better and better. You get to the XST, better and better and better. What are the results that this evolution and change in in-ring philosophy has been a benefit? Show me the benefit, bro.
That's the thing. And as bad as WWE is in many people's eyes, it still is the leader in wrestling. So this evolution has not evolved anybody to the top of the game over them.
Yeah. AEW's not in a bubble. They're not in their own
exactly.
bubble, huh?
Right.
Okay.
Well, you had asked, I don't know, it was sometime last week. I don't know if it was on this show or another show we did, but you had asked about why wrestling and UFC, people get into both and why there's a lot of crossover there. Well, we have a clip here sent in by Francesco Castano, and Brian Alvarez in this clip is talking about covering UFC as a wrestling site.
I think actually the best analogy I would make, the best comparison is back in like 2006 or 2007 when we would cover UFC and people get very angry about it. And we would point out that, one of them is worked and one of them is a shoot. But other than that, they are exactly the same. It's
the business models are exactly the same.
They're the exact same business model. It's people that cut promos on each other. It leads to a fight. You're trying to sell tickets. You're trying to make money. Like the big difference is one is real and one is not real, but they're doing the same business.
Well,
that is a comparison I would make between WWE and AEW. Yes, it's the same business model, but these are not the same products.
I just thought that was funny at the end. That was the same comparison you make with AEW and WWE, but I don't know. Is AEW real? I mean, is that what it's getting at? But
and I don't know.
I mean, does that make sense to you? It's the same. It's the same business model.
How is it the same business model? Bro, I'm not a fan of MMA, but MMA has house shows. I thought MMA just has big pay-per-views.
I know they have like a lot of them have done weekly free stuff on UFC has been on Fox on the weekend, Bellator on Spike. So, I mean, they do non-pay-per-view shows. But I don't know if they do house shows. Yeah, I don't know if they do untelevised shows.
WWE, until they stopped making money, was a touring company. Like it would be a comparison like, the circus or Ice Capades. They're a touring company. That's what they do. MMA is a touring. Were they ever a touring company? Not to my knowledge.
Okay, but then boxing's the same business. Why, if that's their logic, right? Boxers, they talk crap about each other and they have fights. So why don't you cover boxing? If that's what they're going by,
bro, we can't make we can't make logic out of what these guys say, bro. Please.
All right, I'm going to share this with you. We've heard some bad chants, fan chants over the years. This might be the worst one ever, and we're gonna. This is a video. This was sent in by Nathan Vaughn. Now, this is CM Punk and Tony Khan talking to the crowd after a Rampage. CM Punk had this weird jacket on, and he couldn't get it off, so he had Tony Khan help him. But a fan tries to start a chant here.
I can't get it off. Try, help me.
CM Coat! CM Coat! CM Coat!
I enjoy moments like this.
Dude,
I don't know what's worse, the CM coat chant or they pop when he gets the jacket off. Like those people, I'm telling you, bro, if the guy squatted in the middle of the ring and took a shit, they would applaud. Anything that happens in that AEW ring, with the exception of Cody, they will applaud.
What makes that even funnier is that nobody responded. Like nobody. I mean, that was like my slow clap on the airplane. Like the CM coat. I mean, it's so. I laughed so hard watching this, and I felt so embarrassed for the guy at the exact same time. Well, we haven't had any new Bruce Mitchell stuff lately, but we got some classic Bruce Mitchell here.
Nice.
This was sent in by Nathan Vaughn when he was still on Wade's show, and I think this was from 2018, so about 3 years ago. And Wade's asking him about Mark Henry getting into the WWE Hall of Fame.
All right, Mark Henry going into the WWE Hall of Fame announced this week. Bruce, your thoughts on? It's always tricky talking about the merits of being in a WWE Hall of Fame, but your thoughts?
Well, I guess that the Dudley boys didn't.
Devon.
No, but Devon, the Dudleys are going in together. So Devon wasn't enough to fill the black slot. And in the WWE Hall of Fame that's there every single year. And Mark Henry was.
Oh, man, bro, that's too funny. That is too funny.
What's absolutely
anytime a black person is put in the Hall of Fame, that's the reason why.
This is what is insane about this whole thing is he's trying to say that WWE is racist, right? Because they have to put a black person in, so they pick Mark Henry when he doesn't even realize. And so you're trying to say Mark Henry's not good enough to get in the Hall of Fame. They're only putting him in because he's black. That's what you're saying. Do you not see how racist that is?
Bro, this is, bro, it's racism in 2021, racism in any format or any, where the end game is to make money, especially in wrestling, bro. Vince McMahon is a promoter. They're promoters. They're there to make money, bro. They don't care what color you are, what sex you are, what religion you are, what nationality you are. They are there to make money. If you can make money, they don't care what you are. And these guys reporting on this, the Bruce Mitchells of the world, they should know that better than anybody. Bro, it would be racist if you had zero, you're saying no black people could make me money. But if you've got black people on the roster, then you believe that Mark Henry could make you money. So how can you build a case of racism? It's freaking ridiculous, bro. And these guys should know that. This is Bruce Mitchell. Again, it's 3 years ago. It's totally irrelevant. But this is him trying to, stand up on his beer keg and stand up for the minorities and the women and all those groups. Oh, my God, bro. It's so illogical what he's freaking saying. It's Vince's company. But if a black person can make him money just like a white person, guess what, bro? You're going to be on TV.
It's like, again, 3 years ago, but the logic still exists today in a lot of things. People are always looking for something. Right. If he didn't go in, they were racist for not putting any black people in.
Right.
But because he is going in, well, they're racist. They're only putting him in because he's black.
Right.
Not that he earned it.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Like he couldn't have earned it, right? No way. He couldn't have, just like Booker T couldn't have earned the title. That was because of some stupid lawsuit, right? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So even today, with today's fan base, if you have an impactful promo, these fans still talk about it. I know you didn't see it. I didn't even. I just saw clips of it. But the CM Punk MJF back and forth this week is what everybody's talking about. They're not talking about any match. That's what they're talking about this week. This clip sent in by Francesco Castano is Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer talking about that.
I was talking about this AEW show from Wednesday night, the Thanksgiving edition. Would not expect a huge rating because they never do on the night before Thanksgiving. But it was a very good show. And the opening segment So they were going to start with the CM Punk match, but as he came down to the ring, MJF interrupted. And of course, last week they did the deal where MJF offered a handshake. CM Punk just walked out. He had two of the best talkers in wrestling not talking. Well, this week they talked for, I don't even know how long.
19 minutes.
19 minutes.
Could have done 13.
The point that they had to cut time for matches later on in the show.
Could have done 13.
It went a long time.
Wow. Hey, he's true to his word, bro. He's true to his word, man.
But here we go, right? The problem is, well, it shouldn't have went 19. It could have gone 13. They had to cut time for matches later in the show. Forget the fact that the AEW fan base loved this, that they're talking about this more than any of those other matches, right?
Right.
They didn't. This is what they cared about on the show.
And what
WWE, why I don't know, referenced this on their show. Okay, so obviously in the wrestling community, this was an impactful promo. Yep. More than any match they ever done. But even in their own little bubble, these guys won't recognize that. Yeah. It should have been shorter.
And I would love to know the quarter hours to see what number that drew compared to the wrestling that got cut later on in the show. Because I guarantee you it did a high number. Meltzer ain't ever going to bring that up, bro. He's never going to bring up a 19-minute promo doing the best number on the show. You know that he's not going to talk about that.
All right, let's go to Wade Keller. This was sent in by Nathan Vaughn. Apparently, the Young Bucks signed a contract extension with AEW, and Wade's talking about that.
And this is what we've learned from our sources. They signed a 2-year extension, and their contracts were due to expire in 2022, next year. Now they're set for 2024. It's interesting that it's only through 2024. Vince McMahon gave Bret Hart a 10-year deal. So I'm curious how those negotiations went. And I mean, I do not have insight on this. I'm just, laying that out there, but it would be interesting if it got tense. Like the Bucks are like, Tony, things are going well. This thing wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for us and Cody and Kenny and, make us filthy rich. We didn't take points on the company and, we didn't really have leverage to insist on that, but come on, let's get a 5-year deal for, $5 million each year or something, real high. I don't know, and Tony's like, you gotta be kidding me. No, we haven't signed that next TV deal yet. Let's get to that point and I'll take care of you. And, but it also could have just been really good. Like Tony came in and Matt and Nick are just like, yeah, this looks really fair. And we're really happy with this. It's fine that it's only 2 years because, we're set for life the way we live. But if in another couple years, things are looking really good, we know you'll take care of us if you sign a big TV deal or we've got a streaming service by then. I mean, it really might be going smooth too. I haven't heard anything bad about Tony on either side, that he's either, like a money mark, just handing out overly bloated contracts to people that are way more than people would even ask for.
He booked a contract negotiation. That's what he did.
But he's imagining this, like what could have happened. And he had 2 different scenarios and then the dialogue. Why?
It's ridiculous, bro, because, I'm walking now, and every morning I listen to the MLB Network and we're off season. So there's free agent signings all over the place. And they report on the free agent signing. So-and-so went to the Tigers for X amount of years and this amount of money. I can't imagine them trying to break down how the contract negotiations went between the Tigers and Baez. Bro, it's just where these guys' heads are so out of whack and so out of sync. Like nobody thinks this way, bro. Bro,
all
speaking of contracts, let me take a little minute, bro, to talk about Aura. Aura.com, AURA. Everybody knows that I was, my identity was stolen personally and professionally. It could have been an absolute disaster had I not had Aura Identity Guard. Guys, listen, the reason why this is very important now is it's December 1st as we record this. Guys, you are going to do a lot of holiday shopping on the internet, bro. You are going to be buying gifts for the family, gifts for the cousins, the in-laws, the wives, you name it, bro. You're going to go to Amazon. You're going to go to eBay. You're going to go all over the place, bro. You name it. You're going to go to that site, and without thinking twice, bro, you're going to drop all your personal information. You're going to drop credit card numbers, bro. You're going to drop whatever you have to drop in order to get that gift, Jeff, for that special someone. You guys don't realize it, but there are people sitting on the other end, professional hackers who are just sitting there waiting to steal your information. And bro, when they do, you're not even going to know about it, bro. You're going to know about it after the fact when it's too late. And all of a sudden you start getting bills from companies you never bought anything from. So then what you have to do is, bro, now you're going to start getting on the phone with all these businesses. Now you're going to start calling credit bureaus. Now you're going to have to get a lawyer. You're going to have to spend so much time and effort to clean this up. Why? Because you didn't have protection. Guys, you got to foresee these problems. I foresaw the problem. I knew what these people were going to do with my vital information, and they were not going to be nice about it, bro. They were going to try to open up accounts in my name, credit cards, you name it. So I nipped it at the bud. What I did was I called Aura Identity Guard. I set it up on a Friday night online. I did it all by myself. They contacted me Monday morning. We talked about my case, and then one by one, when these thieves tried to use my information, Aura would email me, text me immediately with all the information of the company that they tried to open an account with. I would contact them. They would give me the phone numbers, contact person. We would cut it off at the pass. And guys, I am telling you, this happened to me over a dozen times. You want to protect yourself. You might think it can happen to you. I thought the same thing. And right now, guys, if you go to Aura, aura.com/Vince, they will give you 40% off any one of their plans. Guys, now is the time to do it right before you start buying. Aura.com/Vince. Guys, you got to protect yourself. Aura is the best company out there to do that for you. What's the next, Jeff?
All right. Well, we know that Wade Keller is bad at impersonations, but is it possible that there's somebody out there worse? Do you think that's possible?
Yes, Stevie Wright.
Okay. Well, yes, I did hear his presidential ones, and those were
God, horrible.
Those were pretty bad.
Oh man, yeah, I say Stevie Wright. Is there somebody else?
Well, this clip sent in by Gabe Tuff. This is one of the WhatCulture guys jumping in while somebody else in the show is talking, and he's got a Vince McMahon impersonation, I guess.
Gives the advantage to a cage match.
I don't consider him competition. Tony. Tony can't fucking beat TNT is to turn his millions bankrolling me. God, and put me out of business. I'm not in the wrestling business. I'm in the entertainment business. I make movies.
That's Vince McMahon.
Oh my God, bro. Bro, do you ever watch Master Shoot?
Of course.
I swear to God, bro. Like sometimes I can close my eyes and literally think it's freaking Vince. Like Ben is unfreaking believable and so spot on. It just freaking pops me every time, man.
Yeah, but then you hear this. Like, how is that Vince McMahon?
Oh God, bro, please, come on.
Well, the PW imbecile guy that was with Mike Johnson last week that made those noises. He's back with some other guy. This is sent in by 2 Marks and 1 Cup. 5 times in one show.
At the end, Brian's able to drop Colt Cabana and then nails him with those foot stomps, which just look awful. Oh. Next was the match of the night. The only match I was looking forward to. And you say you're one of the pillars. Well, gosh, you've been replaced by Britt Baker. Oh,
Bro, is this guy hitting a roadcaster? That might be on a roadcaster.
I don't know. It's different.
yes. And my favorite line, comparing him to The Miz.
Yep.
Oh,
See, they're different. That's not a roadcaster.
Oh,
let's see. We got Tully and Arn. When everybody's played out after one of those. Tully and Arn.
Are you sure they don't have a roadcaster, bro?
Dude, it wasn't the same every time. So unless he's got multiple clips, but it's always cutting somebody off. So they're not pausing. He's not pausing to hit it like you would, right?
Bro, that's ridiculous.
I'm going to guess that that's that guy's catchphrase.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. All right, let's go back to What Culture, Russell Culture. In this clip sent in by Nathan Vaughn, they are talking about Scotty Too Hottie requesting his release from training at NXT.
And I just want to share this lovely image that Rhea Ripley posted of herself and Raquel Gonzalez carrying him. Look at his little face there, carrying Scotty Too Hottie and heaping quite rightly praise on him. One of the best coaches I've ever had the privilege to train with, says Rhea Ripley. I love that man, and I want to. Please tell me that if it's what they said is, because you know it's all that bollocks about like he's got to request his release. He can't just leave. That doesn't happen in wrestling. I'd say thanks, Scott, for your time. And absolutely, if you want to leave, can we please just have one more Royal Rumble appearance? Just one. Honestly, me and Phil would rip our cocks off on stream.
I was waiting for it. Bro. Like I'm waiting. Okay, guys. Like I'm just waiting for it, bro. They're gonna. Scotty Hottie does one more. Bring him back in 2022 so these guys can rip their cocks off. Oh my God, bro. Like. Please, guys, come on, man. What's wrong with you people? Then you wonder why you've never gotten a date in your entire life. You're sitting there talking about ripping your cock off if Scotty Too Hottie's in a Royal Rumble, and then you're wondering why you've never seen a woman naked. Give me guys, please.
And not only would they rip their cock off, they said they would do it on stream.
Oh, jeez, bro. God almighty.
People are freaking weird.
People. What is wrong with people in wrestling? Don't tell me, bro, it's every industry. It's not every industry. I was in other industries. There are no people in any other industries like freaking wrestling, bro. Freaking Dwight Schrute is more normal than these idiots, bro.
So now we had these faces last week. So if anybody knows who of those normal looking people that you claim
I said
this, I would like to know. I would like to put that voice to a face in that picture that we had last week. All right, let's go back to Dave Meltzer, sent in by Francesco Castano, and he's talking about AEW.
They've told me, it's like they know that their weakness, they've got a weakness in women right now. They know that because it's gone down from a year ago while guys have gone up. So they know. So and they're and if you add up the ups and the downs, they're up. So it's a good thing. AEW's up, WWE's down. So if you're just looking at it that way, I mean, it is a positive for AEW.
Bro, it's funny because why were both men and women and teenagers and children and grandparents, why were they watching the Attitude Era? Because there was something for everybody. Bro, when you talk about the women watching the Attitude, bro, you had Sable and Chyna as these powerful women characters. Okay, bro, on top of that, you had storylines about relationships. So women played a big part in the show, in the storylines, bro, and the characters, and there were plenty to choose from. But like I said, I'll tell you firsthand, Chyna and Sable were built as two very strong women. Remember when Sable flipped off Vince McMahon in the middle of the ring? You don't get any stronger than that. Chyna's wrestling men, bro. So now, women can look at this and say, holy shit, bro, women are not going to tune into a wrestling show to watch wrestling. They're I mean, you know, does somebody need to explain that to Tony Khan? No women on this planet is going to tune into that show to watch wrestling, bro. You'll get more women through strong women characters, relationships. The female has a relationship with the male. It's a little soap opera-ish. No woman in the world is going to tune into a wrestling show to watch wrestling, bro.
And if you want to reverse it, because a lot of men will get criticized because they watch, because if they see a good looking woman or something, the women do it too with Roman Reigns. Like, just look at the tweets, the signs, everything. They think he's a handsome guy. A lot of the WWE women like Roman Reigns. Does AEW have, you know, a handsome guy like that
Darby
they're marketing to women?
Darby Allin.
Huh? Darby Allin. Yes, I forgot. Yes. They probably dig the paint.
I just like these guys they never want to address the obvious. And why don't they want to address the obvious, bro? Because it doesn't fit their narrative. They don't, so much of this stuff, bro, is so obvious and so freaking logical. But they don't want to address that stuff, bro, because they just want wrestling on the show for 2 hours. And then when women don't tune in, oh, we got a problem. We got a problem with the women. What's going on here? What do we do? Give me a freaking break, bro. Come on.
It is time for the closer.
Thank God.
This was sent in by Francesco Castano, and this is Dave Meltzer talking about UFC.
Obviously, promos are like super important in UFC because Conor McGregor, you know, or Masvidal, these guys are giant draws, and it's not because they're the best fighters. I mean, they're both good fighters, but, you know, neither of them can hold a candle as fighters to Kamaru Usman, who's not, you know, who is, you know, I guess Usman has gotten some drawing power over the last year because ESPN's pushed him like really, really hard, but he's still behind Masvidal, and he's still way, you know, nobody's close to McGregor. And Dustin Poirier, you know, destroyed McGregor, you know, in 2 straight fights, even though McGregor claims that didn't happen in the last fight, but it did. And I mean, Dustin Poirier is not anywhere near as popular as McGregor. So it's not about, you know, it's still about, I mean, cutting the promo is like, it's, you know, I mean, Chael Sonnen became a star cutting promos, and he never won, you know, the real big fights.
Yeah, he can't say it, bro, because it goes against everything that he preaches. The promo is what gets you over. The promo is what makes a star from a mid-carder. But he's saying it, but he still can't say it, bro. And this goes.
But he's saying it. He's saying it. But where's that same logic when he goes to wrestling?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, which goes back to when I talked about in the late 90s, the foreign speaking athletes, bro. Remember when I said, oh, bro, if they don't speak English, it's very difficult to get them over because there's a communication. Oh, you're a racist. He just said what I just said, bro. It's the showmanship that separates the stars from the mid-carders, from the curtain jerkers, bro. He just said it himself, but he was also talking about at the beginning of the show, MJF and CM Punk were talking too much. That we should have taken that time and put it in on the matches. I swear to God, bro, forget about what what their ratings are. I would love to see where the ratings would be if this lunatic were really writing their show. We think their numbers are low now. Can you imagine if this guy had his way and was writing these shows?
And he gets a lot of his way with the product, you know.
This lunatic is bro, listen, I can't. We do this every single week with a 62-year-old man marking out over fake fights. That's what this is all about, and that's what it all comes down to. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, you clear as day. He's 100% correct on what he just said.
Right.
The other guys he was talking about, I've heard of one of them. The rest of them, I have no idea. I know who Conor McGregor is. I would say most people know who Conor McGregor is. They don't know his record, right? They don't know who's beat him.
Yep.
Everybody knew The Rock. They didn't know, talk about how good of a wrestler he was.
Bro,
it's
everybody,
the same thing.
Everybody knew Muhammad Ali. Why did Muhammad Ali stand out above everybody? Come on, bro. Why? What stood him out?
That's the thing. They know who these people are, but I guarantee you, go ask people on the street who's Conor McGregor. This is where Meltzer's right. They'll know who he is. What's his record? How many fights has he lost? I don't know. I've never seen one. I mean, there'll probably be a lot of people that have never seen him fight, but they've seen him cut promos on ESPN. They've seen the who the fuck is this guy memes. They know who he is. He's very popular. They've seen him on TMZ. They don't know the other guys that are good fighters because they're not charismatic. Meltzer laid that out. He's 100% correct on that. Why can't you translate that into how you talk about AEW?
Yep. Because there are thousands of good fighters, bro. There are thousands of good, nameless, faceless fighters. All right, Jeff, what's going on in your world?
You guys can check me out, twitch.tv/JeffLane22. And if you would like to submit clips to this show, you do so to me, Jeff Lane's email @gmail.com.
And remember, guys, we have a bonus show of Castrating the Marks, and you could be a part of it, bro. Just go over to patreon.com/RussoTWC. That is it, everybody. For me and Jeff, we'll see you next time.